Okay, one last end of year video on the Ravens. I already took a look at the third down passes, so I'm just looking at the first and second down passes in this video. Okay, so continue to build, continue to grow, continue to learn and teach. All of this stuff connected. All right, so they come out here early and they run a play action pass. Okay, so the play action pass, we get a quick play action, and you see Lamar up, ready to throw it right here. So not really sure, because Mark Andrews is going to push up and then hook if he's supposed to be looking or if he's supposed to be hooking. But you see, again, timing is so important. So Lamar was set to throw it. Mark wasn't ready to catch it. Now when Mark's ready to catch it, Lamar has to move because he was already set, and now he's feeling the pressure. So much of these little things is timing up whatever is supposed to be doing. Is Mark supposed to be quicker? Is Mark supposed to be looking? Is Lamar supposed to be a little bit deeper in his drop, waiting for this to happen? Because it looks like he's looking inside first, and that's open. I mean, it's there, but now by the time it's open, Lamar is moving and creating and trying to play off schedule, and obviously doesn't work out in that situation. Okay, so then we come back the next pass play, early down pass play, and we run a similar concept, flat, curl, and then hook up over the ball. So now this time, Lamar and Mark work together, and the timing is good. Boom, it's cover two, good decision. We got the corner to take the flat. We got the outside linebacker to take the curl. So you got to work back to the inside. Good timing, good connection. Boom, we get the completion, setting us up for a short third down. All right, so this is kind of an interesting play here, and a number of teams will run it, and I call it porch. So it's kind of like a switch, what I call poco. So it's a post and a corner, but they're switching. So normally when you run a post corner, post goes first, corner comes underneath it. Now in this porch, you run the corner goes first, and then the post comes off its tail and then breaks into the middle of the field. So the idea is we're trying to attack this safety here, and we're trying to get him to widen on the corner so we can cross his face with the post. But so much of this is about timing and anticipation, and they have nothing that's coming underneath it, and then they have Zay over here who kind of hooks and then kind of drifts. I'm not sure if he's supposed to be running a shallow and just adjust because they bring pressure, but nonetheless, okay, so we get kind of what we want here. Okay, the read comes off of this safety. Can we get that safety to widen just enough? And then we have to anticipate and be ready to drive this throw in the hole in the middle. Okay, so right there. There's the throw. And again, it's not easy because the way this crosses, and it's tough to really tell exactly what the safety is doing right here. And that's why I say anticipation is so important, that you're really just trying to get depth here and then time this out so the throw comes up over the top, and you see he's getting pressure, so didn't have a lot of time to make the decision. It's got to come out right now, and it's tough. It's tough because, again, you don't have anything coming underneath it, so I would like to have something coming underneath it here just so we can kind of read this out. If this guy falls off, then maybe we can come underneath to the flat, but don't really have anything underneath it to that side. But if you're going to make the throw, there's the throw right there as that guy crosses over the safety, and it's just got to be one of those bang bangs. And again, we're playing kind of scramble football, and this one works out really, really well. Scramble, get the touchdown to Zay Flowers. Okay, so nice little play over here is what we call a choice route. So we're going to run a choice and then a 7 up over the top. I've talked about this choice route numerous times. Now I like, if I know that I've got a 7 over the top, I like my choice routes to expand and attack with width. Why do I like them to attack with width? Well, I like them to attack with width because in essence we can high-low this over here off of that corner or that defender. So if I get width here and this corner drops off, I'm setting myself up and making it available to the outside. If I get width here and this corner wants to try to play both, now I'm attacking this corner and he's got to make a decision between the two of us. So many teams run this choice and they try to kind of split these two, which to me makes it hard. It makes it hard on the quarterback because quarterback doesn't really know who to read. The inside guy could squeeze it. The outside guy could fall off to the corner, and we don't really have anything. So understanding what's outside of you becomes so important. So you see it right here, right? See how he comes really close to this inside, I should say it's the outside linebacker, but inside defender here, the way he's running the choice. If we just back this up and we have him go outside of OBJ and attack to the outside, you'll just notice how it puts the pressure and keeps us away from that next guy. So this guy wants to fall off. We've got more width, or we're even breaking out here, and we're staying away from the bodies. Although it works out here and they get this completion, they just make it tough because they're basically allowing these two guys to cover those two guys by the way that they're running the choice route. But as I said, works out here, and then again, always looking at the details on the other side. So we've got an in and then a return. Okay, the biggest thing I'm going to say is I want to make sure that those guys are in two different spots. Okay, so likely pushes up, starts out, and then runs the return. It's just so important that this in gets there first so these two guys aren't stacked on top of each other. Because you see, if Lamar was to come back to this side, now we get this backer to jump, and so it does kind of open up both of those guys, but you see how they're stacked on top of each other. So if this defender didn't overrun it and was standing right in there on the inside, he's actually able to cover both of them because we can't throw it up and over the top at that depth. So just little details, timing aspects that they can continue to clean up in Baltimore. Okay? Again, little details here as well. All right, so we're going to run a little stick concept. Looks like we're going to run a hook and a flat, and then we're going to run stick, flat over here to this side. Okay, so either side can actually work here. Based on the initial look, unless you know it's pressure, then bringing an extra guy down here, I'm probably going to work the other side because I've got numbers and I've also got a soft player to this side. Because if they don't bring pressure and we're running a hook and a flat over here, they've got the numbers advantage. Now, if you see pressure, no problem. That's what they do here. They bring pressure. Okay? The one thing that I'm always going to say, I said it in another video as well, maybe the Ravens video, but when you get a hot here and you're throwing a flat, the best thing you can do, quarterbacks, is continue to fade away from the throw. Okay? So fade away and then throw this thing up and over, but use your body to throw this thing. Why do you say that, Kurt? Well, the reason I say that, because as soon as we stop as a quarterback, the defender attacks us, right? He's going to attack the football. So once we stop, we give him a target to be able to attack the football. And that's what makes it harder for us to get the ball over the top of him. If I'm continually moving and falling away, he doesn't really have a target because he's got to continue to adjust his line to wherever I'm going. And then before he has a chance to stop and attack my arm, boom, the ball's out of my hands and I have the ability to negotiate him much better. You see Lamar stop right here. When he stops to make this throw, what's the defender do? The defender stops and attacks the ball, stops and runs through the ball. And so when that happens, now we have to throw it around him, and Lamar's not able to throw it around him. If he continues to fade, this guy's going to continue to come, and then we can lay it up over the top because it's not just one throw that we can make. But once we stop, we're kind of forced to throw it a particular place. Now, unbelievable play for him to go catch it and pick up 13 yards off of his own throw and shoot. He almost broke that. If that one guy doesn't make the tackle, he might be running for 70 yards and a touchdown. But little things like that is fade away on your hot throws, draw that guy to you, put the ball up and over so he can't stop and hit it. Okay, so details again. So not really sure what they're trying to get here, but it looks as if we go wheel right here and then the out right here. Okay, so it looks like an automatic wheel by my number 2 guy. Now, I just want you to watch the timing of this right here. So if Lamar wants to throw this out, because you have to assume that that out is probably the primary throw because we've got to go and then a wheel off of it. The biggest thing is these guys are coming together at the same time. And so if I'm Lamar and I'm back there and I want to throw this out, I see this guy. I see this guy hanging in there and in a position to be able to break on that. And this guy, now if this guy was available on the flat, I would want Lamar to come out and read flat to out, and we would have the flat right there because that guy is off. But because it looks like he's running an automatic wheel, this out needs to take longer to get there. We need to let that clear out for us. And so it needs to kind of be go, wheel, and then spending time, and then coming out after that's all cleared for us. Otherwise, we just bring everybody to the party and we've got a bunch of bodies stuck together over there at the same place and no place for Lamar to go. He looks over here, doesn't like it, tries to come back to the end, safety squeezing back to that side, and we got nothing going for us right there. Okay, really like this one. I like this wide movement, right? This late wide movement, and it usually forces an off coverage over there, and they do a nice job. Boom, just popping up, stick it on him. Good, like to see that without a hitch. If it's supposed to be just a 5-yard hitch route, I'd like to see Lamar get it on him without hitching, but nice little move there by Likely. But I like the little play design right there to get an easy completion on an early down. All right, get exactly what we want here. Get man-to-man coverage. Nice job attacking and then fading away from it. Like the biggest thing is Lamar's got such a cannon arm that so often he's able to get away with things with his arm, but his feet don't always come with him. And so I just want you to watch, and you can see his feet here, right? See his feet come together and his feet are kind of angled this way. When that happens, that means you're making these throws with all arm. Anytime you make a throw with all arm, there's always a great chance to lose accuracy and touch. And so just something to work on. And again, one of the hardest things for, I think, strong-armed quarterbacks is to really bring their feet with them and allow their body to make the throw instead of their arm to make the throw, because they can make so many throws with their arm. But feet are off a little bit here. We're kind of fading, and we're just kind of flipping it out there with our arm, and the ball just keeps carrying on us because we're using that strong arm. The strong arm has to get distance and touch. Hard to do that with just your arm. Usually we want to create that power with our body so we can add the touch with our arm and not have to bring our arm through, and a missed opportunity right there for a big play. There were a few of those in this game where Lamar and his just big arm just kind of overtook the throw a little bit. Okay, nice job here. I like the little play concept off the play fake. Okay, so we're going to go here, clear out. We're going to bring Likely back on the corner and then the back out here. It's really well done. If he's got more time here, we're going to have a big play to this corner coming out here. But nice job with the pressure coming off. You got both of these guys open, dumping it down to your back, setting up a nice big play there as well. So either guy was going to be open. Good play design. Just lost on the outside a little bit, and that became a theme a number of times in this game. It's just protection cost them at times. And so everybody kind of took their turn, and here's a great example. Okay, so right here, we're going to run a similar type concept here, clear it out. OBJ is going to push in here, and then he's going to come back to the corner. And you're going to see the top of this route that OBJ is going to be open right there. There's another big play possibility right there, and this was all on the back. He'll happen to do this a couple of times, bringing pressure right here. We've got this picked up. We've got the number of guys to pick up their pressure right here, but we got to block our guys. Dip our head. He runs through us. That's the guy that gets the sack. I need another second, right? This is where Lamar pressure. OBJ has not separated yet. No place to go. Keep your heads up back. Don't try to go down and have a knockout blow. Stay up. Stay in front of him. Give your quarterback an opportunity to make that big play. And again, we're leaving it to Lamar to try to make a big play and rattle the troops instead of being able to play on time. Okay? And, another thing that I saw, it felt like Lamar played fast in this game. So here we're going to run Mark Andrews on a choice route. Got options to do a lot of different things. That's where this read starts. Boom, there it is. There, and you see, Lamar is already off of this. And so you just ask yourself, why? Why are we off this? Now, here's another example of I'd love to see Mark bounce outside and get width because we've got a corner over the top and we can isolate this cornerback here with the high-low. But nonetheless, that's not quite how they run it. But he still makes himself available right there. That's open. Normally, they're going to hit this, but you see Lamar already to the backside. Now he works through this nice, and he gets to his back here. And we get a nice little gain here. But you start playing fast, and it's tough to play catch-up. That throw was there in front of him. Probably should have taken that, but give him credit for getting through it and making a nice throw and getting a nice big play. All right. So, once again, play action and protection. Right? We're missing on the left edge. We get tripped over there, go down. Okay? Because there's a couple things that happen on this play. So we run a post here, and you're going to eventually see Zay Flowers come open on the post because this defender grabs the over here, and we're going to get the post. But a couple things right here. To me, the way that I always like to run this post over is I want this over to get past any front side safety as quickly as he possibly can. So it's a front side safety or a middle safety. I want him to get to the other side so that guy can't really be a factor. I want you to watch that route here. Look how he pushes up. Look how far he pushes up here before he starts to break over. Oh, why is that a big deal, Kurt? Well, it's a big deal because it allows this guy to hold leverage. Okay, so if I push up too long and then break over, this guy can hold leverage and jump me as he does right here, right? So he takes that over away right there. Now, we could say, well, he's grabbing that guy, and so he's opening it up for Zay Flowers. Yes, he does. But we really want this over to be over on this side of the field so we can read our high-low to this side. So I'd love to see that receiver get over here now and get past him. Then you can push vertical and hold him off. But then you've already got him beat, so we're not allowing a front side safety to cover us. And then again, just we kind of chip on the end, but, it's this kind of stuff. We're running this guy through, and then we're running this guy in the over, and I'm not really sure what we're trying to accomplish here. Now, maybe likely wasn't supposed to be, blocking or chipping and just got out late. But even so, that is a tough thing for a tight end to release off the line of scrimmage. So if that's what they're supposed to do, I guess what they're asking here is they're asking this post to happen and then likely to get down here and clear all of this out by the time this guy gets over here and then the flat gets here, okay? That's a tough sell for that tight end to get outside the numbers and then push all the way up the field and clear that out before this gets here. Now, maybe that's why the front side guy pushes up so far on the front side is to try to let that clear out. But to me, I just feel like we're trying to do too much, and it's leading us into all kinds of problems because it's asking these guys to do a lot, and it's playing back into the defense's hands instead of just running, some of the more of the classic ones, or even splitting likely out so he can run a beeline and get there faster. Whatever it is, we've seen a couple of those now where they're trying to do something that makes sense. We're trying to clear out an area, bring an extra guy to an area to clear out, but both times they've kind of run this wheel or shoot. That guy never gets through there fast enough to be able to clear it out for the guy that's coming over the top, and now it just becomes a jumbled mess. Okay, nice read right here, nice play. We get man-to-man, we get our main guy running across on a cross route, and boom, now we drop it. I mean, everybody in this game for the Ravens took their turn. There were times that Lamar didn't see it or went through things too fast, made some bad decisions. There was times that we didn't block very well, whether it was on the offensive line, the running backs, and then there were times that the receivers didn't help out their quarterback as well. So everybody seemed to take their turn. Okay, again, we got pressure here. And so you got a couple options. He goes to his one-on-one down here and he completes it on a little stop route to Mark Andrews. Never going to complain about that. That's a good option, with his guy. The only thing I would say is you got press down here. They're going to bring pressure and you're going to get off coverage right here. If you can see this, I always like to go to the off coverage quarterbacks and coaches because those are the easy ones, right? You're never quite sure when somebody's getting banged. Timing's off a little bit, you're off a little bit, and that can lead to an incompletion. Soft coverage, and you've got your quickest guy breaking out. Pretty good option right there. Put the ball on him, and we got a chance for a big play right there. That's the other thing, is if I know they're pressure and I feel the pressure, I love to have runaway routes as opposed to stop routes. The runaway routes are the ones that you can put in front of them, and they got a chance to make it into a big play. The stop routes, you can complete them, but more times than not, you're going to complete them and you're not going to get much more after that. Okay, so here's, to me, I think it's a switch go. And the reason I say that is because this guy back here runs a stop route. And so because he runs a stop route, I have a hard time believing that this guy is supposed to be running it over because they're ending up in the same spot. So because of that, I have to believe that they're running a go over here, which usually puts this guy on a middle read. Meaning if the middle's open, he's going to take the middle. If it's closed, he's going to run it in and cross the safety's face and make himself available. Okay? So why is that important? So I talked about it a little bit earlier. So it's important because what you notice is we've got one safety over here. So what I want to do is I want to attack that safety high, and then we've got the go on the outside, and we get a 2-on-1 off of that safety. He can't be right. He goes inside, we go out. He goes outside, we go in. We're good. What we don't want to do is allow these underneath guys to be able to cover the underneath receiver. So what happens is Aguilar here flattens this off as if he's running it over, and like I said, you see the stop over here, so I can't imagine he's running an over because it takes him right into the stop, but he's allowing these underneath guys to cover him, and he would allow the safety to cover Zay Flowers. Now this safety kind of messes it up and spins back to the inside for some reason. Like, there's no reason he needs to, but I think he thought that guy was going to go to the middle, but you see it. This is what we want. Safety goes in here, we get our open player out here. Now Lamar finds him, but it's late because it looks as if they're going to cover it, right? It looks as if this guy's gotten out by the numbers, and this should be our throw right now. I mean, look at the gap here between the backside corner and the front side, safety player who's a corner as well. Man, they're leaving the middle of the field wide open. That's where the throw should be, and Aguilar takes himself right in to being covered here, and then we're able to find it outside again. But you see, everything happens late. So if he throws this on time to one of those two guys, it may be a touchdown. But because of the details, it ends up coming out late, and we still get a big play on it. But we aren't able to put this one in the end zone. Everybody remembers that sequence of events. Sequence of events is spins the football, gets the penalty, works their way down, then he gets the catch and the fumble right on the goal line, so they don't score on that play. Better details on that particular play, maybe they score. I don't know, maybe they score. And I'm not really sure what we're doing on this one. So we've got a corner out here, and it looks like we've got some sort of pivot here, and then the back is like checking, and then he comes back into the same area. So we kind of jumble this all up. Now, the only thing that I can guess from this is that they're trying to run this, and then the back out here on a swing or a flat, into the flat, okay? And that's why he's to the front side. So if you're going to do that, what I'm always going to say is you can't check your back. In other words, you can't ask him to block first, because if you slow him down and he's blocking first, he oftentimes will use up this window for the hook, and then he gets out here late, and we make it so easy on the defense. If you're going to get him out here right now, boom, boom, and put the pressure on the defense right now and throw it hot out the front side. And that's what I think happens. I think Hill is worried about pressure, so he steps back to the inside, and then look. So you see what happens is normally what we're going to be doing on this play is reading this defender right here. So if we've got a guy in the flat, that defender's got to decide, do I want to go to the flat or do I want to stay in there on the hook? But here, because the back goes inside, he can cover the hook, and he ends up covering the back as well, and everybody's all together, and it just messes up this entire play. On the other side, again, not really sure here, and then it looks like maybe a pivot over to this side if he wants to go there, but you can see I'm not exactly sure, but I understand if he sees cover two, and this is just a solo pivot, probably don't want to go over there because you got to squeeze. So you get corner off. You'd like to come back to this side with that hook flat off of this defender. But again, the protection aspect of it is simply what I would ask is why are we protecting on that particular play? Because all it does is slow the back down, which gets in the way of the hook, which matches up the whole concept to that side. Okay, nice job right here. Seen them run this a couple times, and I like it. Okay, so a post, they're going to fake the choice and run a choice and go. Okay, so we're going to clear that out, and then we're going to come back and we're going to replace with the shallow. I like it. There it is. Boom, we clear everything out underneath to the shallow, get ourselves a big play. Really good concept right there. If we can get this corner to clear out, now you get a one-on-one here with the backer in your back, and then you replace to the shallow if he doesn't win. I like the play design, like the play call, and good play execution. Okay, so here's the one that I was talking about. Led to the end of this drive. Again, we got exactly what we wanted. We got pressure. We got all-out pressure, and we got a shallow route. Boom, there it is. Everything's great. Give 38 Snead credit for hustling, not giving up, coming and knocking this football out. I feel bad for the young man. He's just trying to give effort and going. He didn't even really reach it out all by itself, but thought he was going to get to the line, trying to make a play. And unfortunately, too many times when somebody's trying to make a play, that extra effort, get a little loose with the football and it gets knocked out. But give credit to the defense and, unfortunately, just effort play by the offense, and it goes against them. Okay, so here's another go route. Now, one thing I'm always going to say, and I'm not a receiver, so, take that for what it is. But it sure looks to me like when I watch this, now maybe it's a similar play to what we saw earlier, the go, the middle read, and then maybe there's supposed to be a stop back here on the backside. And maybe that's why OBJ throws his hand up right there, what we call the mailbox. So what happens is sometimes receivers have a route and they beat a defender so bad that they don't want to try to run a stop route because they left the guy underneath them. So they just throw their hand up saying, I'm running a go route. Okay? And the worst part about this is when you miss a go route, when somebody does this, everybody looks at the quarterback and says, oh my gosh, how do you miss that? OBJ beats his guy and he's deep and he's over the top. You got to make that throw and get the big play. There are a few things harder than when you're expecting a guy to run a stop route and all of a sudden he throws his hand up and you've got to adjust from your set being to a stop route to drive a stop route at 16, 18 yards. And then I got to readjust and throw a go route off of that. And so, I don't know, it looked like Lamar, got it, fairly well here and was in rhythm. And maybe it was a go route. Maybe it was a go route from the get-go. If it's a go route from the get-go, don't throw your hand up, OBJ. If that's the case, don't throw your hand up. I don't need to know that you're open. Just go and run if that's the case. If it's a stop route, you throw your hand up. Now, that's really tough on a quarterback for those that are watching that want to say, oh my gosh, Lamar, you got to hit this one. Well, that's a really tough thing to adjust from a stop route to a go route midstream when you've already taken your drop. So I don't know which one happened there, but to me, it's really hard one way or another, right? You're running a go route, don't throw your hand up and slow down, just go, just run and let me read it. If you're not running a go route, you throw your hand up. Understand that increases the margin of error for your quarterback. As much as it looks good because you beat your guy, it's a tough adjustment for a quarterback to adjust to that and make the throw. All right, so here's another one. Here's a play that we call pinch here. Influence down the middle of the field, in route, and then another guy in here on the hook. Okay, so OBJ comes out here and he's looking left and he gets exactly what he wants, right? So we're making sure this guy clears out with the influence, but then the read really becomes off of this guy. If this guy matches to the hook, boom, there's your in throw right behind it. If he gets depth, you throw it to your hook, but there's your throw. There's the throw again, and again, you see Lamar already taking off. He's already moving. He's playing fast before things have the ability to come open as this in is coming open here, and now we're just playing off schedule again, and something that I said earlier in the year. And I know a bunch of people got on me. Hey, nobody better than Lamar at playing off schedule. He's so good. And there's no doubt. I don't argue that. But anytime you play off schedule, you're going to be less efficient. When you play off schedule, you don't make as many throws and plays as you would make when you stay on schedule. You're balanced. Everything's, calm and poised. You're going to make more plays. And so playing fast in this game and getting off schedule takes you away from some easy opportunities like that, and then we missed a throw, right? And it's harder. When we're moving and we're trying to make throws down the field, we miss throws. We miss more throws than we make staying on schedule and staying balanced up. Okay, it's really well done here by Lamar. So this kind of looks like what we were talking about before. Maybe this is what it was supposed to look like. Okay, so go, wheel, cross, and then I guess the back's coming here. And they cover this perfectly. And he gets all the way back here to OBJ, who's on the back side. So you see right here. Okay, so maybe that's how it's supposed to look. Okay, I can buy that a little bit more. We're getting through there and we're clearing this out a little bit better. Now it's still, if I'm looking at this and reading this area as a quarterback, man, there's still a whole bunch of bodies over here. There's a whole bunch of color that I'm seeing that tells me, man, it's hard to make this throw. Not here because obviously he's covered, but if he wasn't covered, it would be tough to anticipate and make this throw because there's still a lot of bodies in the area that I'm looking at. So it's better and it's faster and they're clearing it out more so here than they were on the last one, but still a tough read for the quarterback because you want to anticipate. And if you throw this, you have no idea if either of these guys are going to fall off because there's bodies in the way, but he does a nice job of getting all the way back to OBJ on the other side, working through it, boom, and getting the completion. All right, I like this. So off of the last play, right, they went here and ran the over, and McDuffie did a great job of sitting inside and taking it away. Great play call here by Todd Monken going, hey, I saw that. You jumped inside and took it away, so now we're going to give you that appearance, let you jump inside, and now we're going to come back with the corner route over here. See it right there. Hold him off. There it is, leaning on him. You want to stay inside, break away. Great throw, great catch. good play design, good route, good throw, playing on schedule. Boom, big play out there to be had. Okay, the all-out pressure once again. So a couple things here. All-out pressure. And again, what are you looking at first? Okay, so first thing is they bring pressure. Could take Mark Andrews right here and get the completion if you want it right there. He makes himself available. Okay, that's one thing. Could have done it. Okay, not going to argue this because he gets what he wants. They're bringing the pressure. We got the safety in the middle. We got one-on-one with OBJ on the inside fade. So not going to argue with that because he's got exactly what he wants. Okay, now the one thing I will argue with is I wish OBJ, and again, I'm not a receiver, but I wish OBJ would attack vertical on this guy. Attack him vertical and then jump outside of him and save space to the sideline. Instead, you see OBJ almost automatically go straight out towards the sideline, and that just gives the advantage back to the defense to squeeze us and cut down the space. So just watch it right here. See how he's going outside, 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 and see how he's running away? And he cuts down the space for the quarterback to throw it. If we can attack vertical, and then squeeze by him and hold him tight, it leaves all this space over here for the quarterback to throw it. And now I can throw an outside shoulder fade, and we've got room to stay away from the defender. When we just run, he just squeezes us, and now it makes us have to make a perfect throw as a quarterback to make it work. So little details there that come into play like that. Okay, nice job here. We're just kind of running a pure progression. Up here, running the corner. And then we're going to come off of this with a shallow and an over. So we're just starting our read up top on the bench. Good coverage on the bench. Don't have it. Work right down to our shallow. Nice job. Put it right on him. Boom. Getting a completion. It was a good read right there. Okay, so here they go again. We're down here in this area. They continue to bring pressure. They're forcing us to have an answer against pressure. I don't know if these are the same routes or if they're different routes. I would have to guess that both of these guys weren't pushing up to 12 yards and running an in route. So I'm guessing likely down here at the bottom was running more of a shallow, and OBJ was running more of an in over the top. And that's, and eventually we're going to, read that play, boom, stick here and go there, and then he's going to come and go here. But all I would say here is always looking at the sticks. So the sticks are at 5. And the biggest thing right here is we want to get first downs, continue to go because we've got to put 7 points on the board if we can. So we want to get a first down. So to me, anytime you're throwing a hot, okay, there's one of two options, okay? If OBJ is hitting this and running to the deep post, I have no problem with it because it's blitz 0. There's no safety back there. And when he runs to the post, it's more about the quarterback buying time and then just laying the football up to an area. If he's running an in route, it's much harder because I got to try to hold it, the pressure's coming, and then I got to try to put it on a line for you. So what I would say is if it's the latter and he's trying to run an in route and I'm trying to hold it and stick it on him, I would much rather take the shallower route, the quick slant, the quick shallow here with off coverage, and just put it on him because it's easier to react, get it on him right now against the pressure. If it's a deep post, then I'll buy time and I can lay it up. But these intermediate throws are the ones that are hard against blitz 0 because you've got a free hitter coming here and you've really got to gauge where and when to throw the football. So you see it right there, right? It doesn't allow Lamar to really set and throw it. He's got to try to anticipate on this second level throw, and it's good coverage on the back end. Whereas if you just take Likely right there with soft coverage, there's the easy throw, there's the quick throw, put it on him, let him get the first down, keep the chains moving, and let's rock and roll. So anytime you get blitz 0, I like one of two options. I like the deep option, buy time, lay it up. Or I like the quick option, get back, get it out of your hands. Get it out of your hands before the pressure can get there. If we've got to hold it and hit one of those second level throws, and we're waiting for that pressure to bear down on us, it is much harder to be accurate, to be on time, and to hit these throws than just taking the easy one in front of us and allowing our guys to do the work for us. All right, so there's the first and second down throws in this game. Again, a lot of things for this offense to continue to clean up. Some good things, some bad things. Everybody taking their turn messing up. But I think there's ways that they can clean up the offense as a whole, whether it's scheme-wise or detail-wise, to make it easier and more efficient in their second year next year.